You got a picture medium?
You know, it's very cheap. And I'm blessed that I've been able to be a part of an individual's work process and atmosphere where I've been able to see the work. I've been able to see the accomplishments. And I come from a lane where attitude is more important than facts. And the attitude of what this city has represented in decade after decade of legacy after legacy after legacy has to come to a stop. We need leadership in our city. We need individuals who are willing to take the mantle and lead by example, not by talk, not by money, only by passion, desire, and knowledge that we all know is power, and bring that power to our city. We have a young man that's going to come up and speak to the fact that our South Ward area of Newark has an improvement that has to happen and will happen when we have this individual bless us with his talent and his ability, because our city needs it and our city has its time. You know, I lived in Newark for 14 years now, but I was born in Newark. Let's be all the way clear. I was born in Newark. But when you have a system of government that, you know, can come and take your children out your household and be in a foster care system, when you have a system of education that takes that foster care child and put them in a system that's broken and not really geared for black and brown children to learn and exceed, when you have a prison system that's waiting for that child who didn't get it, and when you come home from all of that experience and meet an individual who cares nothing about any of that and only want to see the transferable skills, what can you do? I don't care what you've done, where you've been. Your heart is pure. What are you capable of doing? And when you give a person an examples of what you're able to do, and they're able to help you shine your light, not just throughout the city of Newark, throughout the state of New Jersey, I can't do nothing but support a young man who I'm older than. But at the end of the day, he's been a leader to me since I met him for over 4 years ago. And I'm proud to be a senior campaign manager of this gentleman's campaign. I'm proud to represent him as I move. Because at the end of the day, I have to respect what I've learned. And when I've learned something, I'm not afraid to let it be known. I've learned leadership. You can Google me. I'm out here doing it. And I'm only up here because I'm out here doing it. And with that said, I need you to know who has been a champion in my life, who's going to be a champion in the city of Newark's life, and definitely in the South Ward's life. I want to bring up our future councilman, Terrance Bankston.
You don't have to clap for me, but you must clap for change. I know it's late and we've been working all day, but we're talking about bringing real change to the city of Newark. So I'm going to be brief. My name is Terrance Bankston. I was born and reared. They say animals are raised and people are reared. And I think that what we've gotten away in our community is rearing our children and rearing our babies to the point that we got grown adults who act like total fools, whether they are elected or whether they're not. And when the people can't tell the difference between leadership and the folks of the community that need to be led, we always will have conflict. We always will have people feeling like their voice is not being heard. We all will have we will have the illusion of inclusion. We will have a moment in time where 72% of Newarkers are under the age of 45 years old, and yet there's no one presently elected in City Hall representing that demographics. I'm 35, I'll be 36 on November 10th. My daughter is 11, she'll be 12 January 3rd. She's a middle school student. And when I think about the 10 closed schools that are public schools that are in the South Ward alone, and when I think about how our council person, folks know who our mayor is? We got Norcus in the house, right? Yeah. So you know our mayor is Mayor Baraka. And regardless of who's going to be the mayor next term, the mayor cannot do it alone. And if you don't know anything about the South Ward of Newark, the South Ward of Newark covers from the hillside line over to close to Springfield Avenue, where the movie theater is and Applebee's. I'm talking to Norcus, right? Yeah. All right. And then it goes from Fiedelheisen Avenue all the way up to the Irvington line by where Valley Fair used to be. I need to know some Norkers in here know what I'm talking about. And so that's the South Ward. The South Ward is the largest voter base in the entire state of New Jersey, which means they can control and win any election, any cycle that we dare to step up for. That belongs to Newark. The same way Florida belongs to the country, and they say where Florida goes, the country usually go, where the South Ward goes, the rest of the city goes. Most of our mayors, all of them except one, which was Gibson, who came from the Central Ward, came from what ward? The South Ward. And so as Norkers and people of color, we have to stop thinking about, and why this is important, because they divide our city up, right? They say the North Ward is the Spanish Ward. We got black people over there too. They say the East Ward is the Portuguese or white ward. We got blacks down there too. And if you look at the South, Central, and West, they may be predominantly white, but we got whites over there too, right? And so North is a melting pot. The West Ward is probably one of the diverse areas, period. I see a police officer shaking his head, you know what I'm talking about. And so when we talk about the city that we have, leadership must reflect that. Back when we talked about civil rights, we put our best foot before us. Right? We sent Martin Luther King ahead. We didn't send somebody to do burgers that belong on fries. Right? You say, what does that mean? Because that's part of why I'm running. I'm saying that we are not running government effectively. And I'm not blaming any one politician for that. I'm not blaming the mayor for that. I'm saying we have 10 guardian angels elected to represent the city of Newark and to protect our interests. And for 3 to 4 generations to be ignored. In the South Ward, for home foreclosures to be the highest it is in the whole county. And the ward that rivals with that is the West. That's unacceptable. Because when you have representation, they're not supposed to solve your problems, not come pay your mortgage for you. But could you, I went through 2 modifications. I had to learn how to go do that myself. As a leader, I understand that this is impacting people in my community. I'm going to share that information with them. Elected officials, you may not be going through home foreclosure because you're making money off our taxpayer dollars. And if you like the South Ward councilman, you're getting 2 government checks. He good. He's not worried about foreclosures. He's not worried about paying his rent. He's not even worried about trash and sanitation, keeping his block clean and picking up his trash like all the other streets are in the South Ward because they're taking care of that. But there's something backwards about that. Being a public servant is about giving forever to the people. It is about not being afraid to touch the garment of the people. My grandmother used to say that the pastors used to wear a scarf over their arm. And when they went down, it wasn't with a whole bunch of bodyguards and this and that. They would get down and bless the feet of the people. That was the pastor. We got around now when we're carrying pastors on horses and carriages. And we're doing the same thing to politicians. And it's unacceptable. So I'm running to effectively bridge the generation gap in the city of Newark by running in the South Ward. I've been doing this for 15 years. I was a senior advisor to Cory Booker, who's now a senator. I was the director of constitutional affairs under his administration. I was also the director of the Northeast One Stop. Will Spear, who's in the back, my treasurer. One of my treasurers was the assistant director. We took the One Stop to #1 status for the first time in over 25 years. And we increased the literacy rate by double digits within 9 months. And since I left there in 2013, we've gone backwards, not forwards. That's our babies, that's our youth. And so what am I running on? I'm running on being available. The first and a major job of a council person is to be present and be available. You can't stop people from killing. You can't make kids go to school, but you can change the culture. You can't pick up all the trash yourself, but you can send a memo and tell the mayor and the business administrator that this is unacceptable, that trash is not being picked up in our city. The last thing is, the current council person that I'm running against is named John Sharp James. Back in 2006, we ran a candidate called Oscar Sidney James. His father is here. Where's Oscar Sr.? He's in the back talking to some donors, so that's important. But Oscar James Sr., who was maybe 20, 21 years old, had become the chief of staff for Sharp James, our former mayor. Sharp James had 3 sons. One of his sons are elected today. In 2006, we beat John with Sidney James, who is the who still holds the record as the youngest ever elected. John got the opportunity to be council person in 2014 because Mayor Baraka endorsed him and said, I believe that you are a better choice than the person I beat last time, basically, right? And the city said, you know what? Sharp was done wrong. This is his son. He deserves an opportunity. We gave him an opportunity for 2 years at large and 4 years in the ward. What he chose to make a priority for him was to be a full-time county administrator at the County of Essex, so he's not available to us during the day. So no wonder when residents are wondering why the mayor is saying crime is down citywide, what the mayor isn't telling us and what John isn't speaking up for is that crime is up 300% in the South Ward. That the South Ward is performing worse than any other ward citywide. And we got most of our politicians come from where? The South Ward. Most of them live where? The South Ward. So why? When you look at our business corridors, and not only is crime, up 300%, but the folks who are committing the murders in the ward are under the age of 24 years old. Do you understand why we got to bridge the generation gap? Do you understand why education is important? Yeah. Changing outlook and perspective is important. When we talk about businesses, look at Bergen Street, look at Lyons Avenue, look at Chancellor Avenue, look at Field-Heisen Avenue. Does it look like the top of South Orange Avenue? No. Does it look like Ferry Street in the Ironbound? No. Does it look like Mount Prospect over there in the North Ward? No. Why? So what's the disconnect between black leadership and black businesses in black communities? There is a disconnect. I'm saying I'm gonna be the connect. Because if you allow Bergen Street to have blocks and blocks of just abandoned buildings, and you don't do like they do in the North Ward, you don't do like they do in the East Ward, where they go and recruit business owners. They sell the ward. They got pride, not ego. Black leadership gotta be held accountable. Black leadership gotta be present. The South Ward of North needs leadership, not legacy. In the South Ward, we got Sharp James' son, but he don't reflect the legacy of Sharp James. He's not his father. You can hashtag that. He's not his father. And he's been given every opportunity to step up to the plate and hit a home run. He said on one end of history, I'd rather ride the mayor's coattails, and on another end of history, I'd rather ride my daddy's name. Meanwhile, our kids are dying, 10 schools are closed, and he's selling. Our parents are fighting over charter versus traditional public schools, and the leader of the ward is not present in that argument. But yet he's running off and running with charter dollars. That's what funds his campaign also. So what I'm saying is, you have an opportunity to put, first of all, to reset leadership. Electing me in the South Ward will end legacy in the city of North forever. So this is not about one person, one man, or one campaign. I've been playing these cities for 15 years. Not running every election, not running every cycle, but putting in the work. So that I can earn, not only build my name recognition, because I don't have millions of dollars, so I can mail you and call you and do those. We raising money right now, my campaign director's in the back right now meeting with donors so we can do the best we can. Because just to preach about change, just to be the change is not it. John is also not a father, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying the South Ward got a lot of parents. And some of us can't think like a parent if we not one. I'm concerned about my daughter every day. She can't ride her bike through the community like I used to do. Down Bergen Street, off Parkview Terrace, down Chancellor, through the park. Because I gotta worry about men jumping out of van and snatching her. I gotta worry about fools that are under 24 years old with no education, no guidance. That just shoots any kind of way they want to, whenever they want to. I gotta worry about men in our community that don't got respect for women, don't got respect for elders, no respect for children, that'll shoot up a park. I gotta worry about politicians that'll ride down Bergen Street, ride down Elizabeth Avenue in AMG cars and see our 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds look like they strung out on pills and everything else and say nothing about it. And so I'm running to be the difference. That is the essence, that's my platform, to be the difference. To not be so critical of my opposition that I become what they are. But I draw the fine line in the sand of the difference of what we are. I am not what you, some folks said, listen, we keep putting folks in there and they say one thing and they end up doing another. Yes, but you put those folks in office all my life. I'm asking for an opportunity. And so I'm going to close by this as saying, we're not perfect and we're not magic. We're just saying we're better. And we're not promising you leadership that we haven't already delivered. I'm not saying give me a chance and I'm going to show you. I'm saying I showed you leadership as a director of constituent affairs. I showed you leadership as a director of the North Youth One Stop. I showed you leadership as a family service worker. I showed you leadership as the chairman of Parent University, New Jersey, training parents all up across this city, not on the politics, but on the policy, so that they can fight best for their kids. John has not done that. John is at the county full time. John is working on his third pension. Public pension. So in Newark, our politicians, their legacies are pension, whereas legacy should be leadership. Vote for C1 if you don't live in the South Ward. You email, text, get the word out. We can win this election. If we take the South Ward, we can truly help whoever the mayor is turn this city truly going forward. When I say leadership, you say no to legacy. Leadership. No legacy. Leadership. No legacy. I thank you all for coming out. I appreciate you very much. You can turn the music back on.
I swear I'm only deaf cause I don't want to blame for it. I know people in the government full of it. I know people in the hood still selling it. Not the mayor DC, he irrelevant. Even at a glare, I'm Obama when you stare. I eat medium raw, that mean I'm rare. I bring the noise, I ain't the one to bring the funk too. I probably see more shit like Jigga do. And I stay on to come up like Finley do. Is rap the reason why I'm...
Hi, my name is Terrance Bankston. I